Hi everyone, and this is our 11th and second last meeting dedicated to healing the healer, connected to the full moon on the Cancer-Capricorn axis. So the sun is in Cancer, a sign ruled by the moon, and the moon is in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. So the moon and the sign of Cancer, that right now hosts the sun, represents empathy, deep intuition, the ability to draw from subtle dimensions, those we sometimes visit in our special dreams, and also nourishment, maternal instinct, care, nurturing, everything connected to that feeling of safeness we could experience and describe as home. But the moon right now is in the opposite side, passing by Capricorn, which is the opposite Cancer and ruled by Saturn. So what color will Saturn's sign give to the moon? Well, Capricorn represents ambitions, discipline, grounding, the ability to harness emotions and use them constructively to create long-term plans and goals. Capricorn is also represented as a half goat, half fish being, reflecting its ability to climb the highest mountains of practical and spiritual success, while diving into the depths of emotional and psychic intensity and resilience, I would say also. I'm a Capricorn. In this case, yeah, so I know. In this case, practical success means practical achievements, and spiritual success means a constant, disciplined work toward self-improvement or ego-taming, both. Kind of never-ending work indeed. So this full moon invites us to explore the balance between our need for nourishment, safety, and the creation of a safe space in which we can express our empathy, psychism, and nurture our visions and our aspirations, ambitions, achievements, and the practical work required to reach out material and spiritual goals, because we are made of both matter and spirit. So if we look at Cancer, it appears like a crab. Crabs are so soft on the inside. They need a very strong and protective armor. They're I'm not sure about the pronunciation, maybe carapaces. In Italian is carapace. Anyway, it's a kind of exoskeleton, an external skeleton that protects the core, the very soft core, right? So this full moon invites us to create a safe and well-nurtured environment in which we can feel free to express our talents, gifts, skills, and create the terrain for our fulfillment and the achievement of our goals. So it's an invitation to prosperity and thriving, this full moon. And it's also an invitation to find a balance between what we give and what we receive. So many healers or spiritual advisors often feel exhausted after giving sessions. This can happen when the balance between giving and receiving is not honored. And this is something I know very well. Yeah, if you offer a service investing a lot of time and energy in what you do, and you ask less than what is the worth of it, then you can feel tired. Yeah, I know this issue. Sometimes I still fall into this trap because I'm a natural giver, caregiver. So let's say I feel that my antennas, my intuition, my inspiration, my, let's call it healing energy or whatever you want to call it, are gifts I received. So why should I ask people to pay me if I was gifted with them? And this is the trap. So the first thing to keep in mind, to express your gift in the safest way for you and your clients, you need a safe environment. I've been going through a long, never-ending training to use my gifts responsibly. I got certified as a counselor, a coach, a craniosacral therapist, a heart math practitioner, and many, many other things to be sure to deliver a service that actually is a form of therapeutic relationship. I don't simply use my gifts. I do it in the safest possible way for me and my clients according to counseling, coaching, therapy settings, okay? And I pay regularly for supervision. I keep nurturing my skills and I pay for it. When I give a session, I don't simply use my gifts, the gifts I received for free, because they are part of my being. To transform my gifts into something deliverable, I'm not even sure this is a word, but let's say that, I invested and I'm still investing time and money. So even if you use your gifts as a healer, you have to nurture your skills through appropriate training, for which you might pay, and through the payment you receive from those who receive help from you. Okay, so the second thing to keep in mind, if you think you should work for free or almost for free because it's your mission or it's your calling, you might inadvertently nurture your ego, meaning that you feel that giving is more important than receiving from others. Don't put yourself on a pedestal. You need others just as others need you. If you don't accept a fair payment from those whom you are helping, you might subconsciously feed your ego through pride. You might put yourself in a kind of higher position instead of accepting that those who pay you are providing a service to you. There is an exchange. So be careful and remember to calculate the balance between receiving and giving, or giving and receiving, meaning between income and expenditure. I think this is the expression, meaning you have to be aware or whether for the energy, money, and time you spend, you are receiving a fair return. Okay, you need to look at that balance. Be realistic. Set a fair fee to honor what you give and who you are. By honoring what your service is worth, you honor your need for practical and emotional safety. And you balance practical responsibility with spiritual and healing wisdom. By continuing to nurture your skills, you increase your reliability and your opportunities for success. So keep yourself open to reaping and celebrating earned success by continuing to nurture yourself on every level. Above all, by accepting fair payments. I'm telling this to myself too, because the giving part sometimes is exceeding the receiving part. So remember also that there is another aspect connected to this full moon: boundaries. Clear boundaries and a grounded sense of self within your physical body can help you ride emotional tides and moods and waves and whatever. The body is the anchor that helps the both stay steady despite any storm. Okay, the more you keep in touch with your body and senses through mindful movement and breathing, by cultivating body awareness and presence, and the more emotionally stable you'll feel. Okay, and now let's proceed with our meditation to experience what I spoke about. This time you'll need a simple stone, a crystal if you want, but you can even take a stone from your garden or imagine it. You can just imagine. So the moon is in Capricorn, an earth sign, so we can think of something earth related, while the sun is in Cancer, that is water related. So we will meet these elements, specifically speaking on today. Take your time to get your stone, pause this video if necessary to find it, or just imagine it and place it in front of you, or imagine it in front of you, hold it in your hand as you like. I suggest you to sit in a comfortable position. If you prefer, you can lie down and just imagine being seated. Okay, so sit comfortably, feeling your sit bones in touch with the surface beneath you, supporting your spine. Close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, then keep them slightly open. Breathe in and out, noticing your waistline expanding every time you breathe in. During the exhalation, gently push your sit bones against the surface you are sitting on to feel your trunk supported and your spine rising. Imagine yourself immersed in the calmness of nature, in a place where you feel perfectly safe. It's a warm night at the beginning of summer. The air is full of fragrances, and you can notice the pleasant sounds coming from the nature surrounding you. The chirping of crickets, the calls of tree frogs. With the eyes of your imagination, look around, and you see a beautiful, strong, majestic tree whose powerful roots dive into the ground. Its trunk is strong and alive. Its branches are laden with lush leaves, and you can glimpse the fruits that will soon ripen. Close to the tree, there is a creek running. You can hear its waters flowing, and you can see the glimmers of the water reflecting the moonlight. You are holding a stone in your hands, which somehow seems to transmit warmth from the depth of Mother Earth. You feel drawn to the tree, called to sit there on the soft grass. And so you sit among the tree's roots, with your back against its trunk, holding your stone. The support of the tree's roots and trunk merges with the support of your sit bones, pelvis, and spine, and you feel deeply grounded, as though the tree's roots were your own. At the same time, you clearly perceive a comfortable warmth and a strong, supportive power coming from the tree. You keep hearing the gentle sounds of nature merged with the sound of the creek's running water. As you sit there listening to these sounds, you begin focusing on your breathing. Let yourself be rocked by the rhythm of your breath, becoming aware of your heartbeat. Imagine you can feel your breathing passing gently through your joints and bones. Then, with the eyes of your imagination, you look up at the sky. You see the magical, bright full moon surrounded by stars. Suddenly, you sense the moon and the space around it as a portal to presence, awareness, nourishment, prosperity, and healing. You realize that you can open yourself to prosperity by receiving. You clearly perceive that the more you become aware of what you give, the more you can receive and thrive. The more you nurture and nourish yourself, the more you can nurture and nourish and support others. Your body is the sacred space through which, simply by breathing, you experience the exchange of giving and receiving. You breathe in, you breathe out, you receive, you give. The moonlight carries a spark that awakens your whole body, and you understand that your physical body is the door through which you access nourishment, replenishment, and prosperity. You feel this as the moonlight touches your head, face, and body. You sense this replenishing power flowing gently but powerfully from the top of your head, your crown, through your spine and trunk, down to your roots. This flow clears your emotions, strengthens your boundaries, enhances your intuition, and brings you energy to your physical body. Now you realize that you can balance your ability to give with openness to receiving. You realize that the more you nurture, nourish, and replenish yourself, the more you can support, nurture, and nourish others. Breathe in, filling your waistline, and imagine attracted into the space of your heart the most pleasant, nurturing, fulfilling sensations carried by the moonlight. A spark, a light, warmth, a color, or whatever comes to you. As you breathe out from the space of your heart, send these pleasant, nurturing, awakening sensations to every cell of your body, toward your hands, feet, head, and skin. Then keep breathing in, attracting the light from the moon, and with each exhale, feel this nourishing light spreading into the space around your body, creating a protective, nurturing, luminous healing field, so your body and energy feel replenished and nourished. Your mind and emotions feel peaceful, while your spirit opens to healing and prosperity. Suddenly in your hands, you feel the stone pulsing. And you feel that the stone represents the nurturing and nourishing power of Mother Earth. The fruits are ripe on the beautiful tree you are in touch with through your back. The tree is thriving, and through your spine, hands, and breathing, its thriving power is transmitted to your stone. Now open again the eyes of your imagination and open your hands. You see your stone shining under the full moon's light. Feel that the power of this healing and nurturing full moon has been transmitted to your stone. Imagine that this stone is now transmitting its energy to your body, helping you open yourself to thrive. Breathe in slowly and deeply. Yawn. Let your voice awaken every cell in your body with 1 or 2 yawns, or even more. You can yawn much more than me because I'm here to speak and you can just yawn. Begin to gently move your body as if you were breathing and yawning through every joint. You can start kneading the air. Maybe you start caressing the air with your hands, with your fingers, and then imagine you are kneading the air. The movement becomes more intense. And you can imagine that you are really breathing and yawning through each joint. You can start stretching. And of course, you can open not just the eyes of your imagination now, but also your physical eyes. And you can keep yawning with me and keep yawning and keep moving your fingers, and not just fingers and hands, but also your feet, your toes. And you can start rubbing your feet against the floor. You can start massaging your body, like you were savoring. You can keep yawning and stretching with your arms and legs. Imagine that you can touch the walls and your breathing can flow and just come out from your hands and feet and touch the walls. Imagine you can expand, you can awaken all your body and senses. And well, now we are ready for our movement activation. So you can you can just look at me. If you are not comfortable with moving, just imagine you are doing what I'm doing. Otherwise, do what feels safe for you. You will see that it's very simple. It's a way to integrate what we talked about, the energy, the power, whatever you like, the words, about this full moon. You want to embody this. So let's do it, or just imagine. So, well, the sun is in Cancer, a water sign. The moon is in Capricorn, an earth sign. So let's start. We start always with earth because it's the roots. It's like the roots and the hardest part in our body, our bones, our structure, our skin, boundaries. So imagine really you want to explore a little bit, and self-massage is always useful to get in touch with element earth through our body. Like really you are enjoying, you are grateful for this body, and you can savor the feeling of expressing yourself through this body. And you can start moving gently, but really spread your toes on the ground. Feel your feet very, very well rooted. Bring your attention to the sole of your feet. Imagine your body like the beautiful tree we spoke about. We can imagine to smell the air, the fragrance in the air through your knees and sit bones and joints. When we breathe in, we receive. And when we breathe out, imagine your roots drilling, grounding in the floor or in the nature. You can imagine that, but always feeling that when you extend, when you drill with your roots during the exhalation, it's like this allows the tree to open and to flourish, to thrive toward the full moon in this case. So again, we breathe in, and while breathing out, we imagine our roots strong in the ground, and this our opening, our crown opening to the sky. And this sense of alignment and strength can allow us to move even better through water. The more we feel strongly grounded, the more we are in touch with our body and senses, and the more we can open ourselves to more subtle feelings, emotions, energies. Okay, so now it's time to open ourselves to water. And so, as usual, imagine your pelvis like a container, a bowl full of water, and you can move the water. You can still feel the power of your feet and roots, but you can also start maybe lifting one heel at a time, or just shift your body weight from a foot to another and start experiencing this flexibility, this like it's like your body could float very, very slowly. You want to enjoy every breath, every movement, like floating, well grounded, breathing in and out. Well, you can play with images, of course, and you don't need to breathe underwater. Actually, it's like feel yourself safe always. You can imagine your head out of the water if it's not comfortable for you to feel this water all around, but just enjoy this sense of like replenishment. Imagine you can draw from the earth and open yourself maybe towards a kind of waterfall. You can imagine the rain. The rain actually brings life to nature. It's because of the rain that the trees can give us their fruits. So imagine you are ready to welcome prosperity in any form you want to imagine it. It can be the moonlight, it can be fruits that you can collect, or the fragrance of the fruits or flowers, whatever you like. And then you can give. The more you receive, the more you can give. The more you give and the more space you create for receiving. Always balance. And through the grounding, you reinforce your presence, so you can open yourself even more to giving and receiving. And you can feel that when you breathe in, you are receiving, and when you breathe out, you can give and you can expand. And the more you open yourself to giving, and the more you can receive, and the more you can open yourself to receiving, and the more you can give. And then you can come back to your heart, this space. You can imagine that this is the door for your breathing. You can breathe in and out from the space of your heart, and actually you can enjoy your body like a 5-point star. You can feel the radiance coming from your heart and creating this beautiful healing space all around, inside and outside your body. So that's it. It's simple, quick, and you can repeat this activation and the meditation every time you want to feel maybe aligned and open, balanced between giving and receiving, inviting prosperity. Then, you can share this video, the blog post, the meditation, whatever. Share it if you feel it useful for yourself or for someone you know. And as usual, if you have questions, write to me. The next appointment will be the last one, because we have covered with the next. We will have covered all the axes, and so 12 videos, 12 appointments with 12 topics related to healing the healer. But even if you are not a healer, not involved in anything regarding healing, you can always find something useful. And of course, if you want to support me and my work, you know that there is a link somewhere in the blog post, in the information on YouTube, to buy me a coffee or a tea or whatever you like. Thank you and see you next time. Bye. Ciao.